Roger Bat with the Idaho Weed Awareness Campaign, and the war on noxious weeds here in the state of Idaho continues. This is poison hemlock. It's one of Idaho's noxious weeds on our noxious weed list. It's one of the most toxic plants in the Western Hemisphere as far as being poisonous.
Noxious weed expert Roger Bat has new concerns this year as more and more poison hemlock is being identified across the landscape of Idaho.
It likes water, so that's where it prevalently grows. All parts of this plant are toxic. You do not want to eat any part of this plant or get any of the juice in your system because it can definitely kill humans and animals both. People often mistaken this plant for parsley or dill. One of the best ways to tell poison hemlock from wild carrot or dill are these purple mottled spots that are on the stem. Dill or parsley does not have that, so this is a huge indicator that this is poison hemlock.
Also recently identified as a growing nuisance, a noxious weed many may think is a decorative flower.
We've seen a lot of yellow flag iris pop up, and that's one of Idaho's newer noxious weeds on our list. Not the newest one, but it's one of the newer ones. And this is basically an escaped ornamental. It exists in Africa, Asia, and Europe in different areas. It's a beautiful flower. You can see why people would want to put it in their landscaping, their garden, or their waterways and other areas. It's kind of like purple loosestrife, where it is very invasive. It creates a monoculture. It chokes out the native vegetation, and it hinders water from being capable of flowing.
The most obnoxious noxious weed doesn't have a pretty flower and is most noticed if you step on it, hence its name, puncture vine.
Puncture vine is actually really easy to kill, but the problem with it is the seeds will stay viable in the soil for up to 50 years. And you can just see by looking at it why they call it a goat head, because it does look like a goat's head, very sharp. You probably stepped on one of these in your carpet if you had this out in your yard or if you've been out in it. It's very painful. It punctures bike tires, any other kind of tire that's capable of having air in it.
25 to 30 million a year is spent collectively each year to battle the unwanted weeds. In War on Weeds Part 3, we take a look at how the money's spent and how private landowners can get help fighting the weeds. For the Voice of Idaho Agriculture, I'm Steve Ritter.